Okay, well, all these hats that you're talking about that I have, they're blessings. And I interpret them as blessings. As a kid, I got to tell you, I've always had a heart of service. And I've taken that through my journey. And that has helped me to, whether I'm producing, directing, whether I'm acting, whether I'm inventing, I'm an inventor. I do it for humanity, to help someone else. That's what I always do. So when I create my TV shows, I'm looking, okay, I'm going to create all these jobs, and it's going to open up doors and give people opportunities to do other things that they would have never, ever guessed that they'd be able to do. So I got to say, what inspires me to get up every day? I just love life. And as a kid, yes, I had a hard life. Most people don't realize, different parts of my childhood. I lived in the rainforest of Puerto Rico, Yunque. And I picked coffee beans. I didn't go to school. We didn't have a restroom. We didn't have a washing machine. We didn't have a lot of things. We took, showers or baths in a rio. We walked to the river. So all these things that I didn't have, I appreciate to this day because I have them. And this is something that I convey to my kids and everyone, So it's like whatever you have, just be grateful no matter what it is. As far as people who inspire me and motivate me to keep going, I got to say, first, my faith. And the other thing is my grandparents, rest in peace. My mother, she was a single mom early on, so she was really busy. And my father figure at the time was my grandfather. And of course, my grandmother. And they really looked at me different. So to this day, my grandparents, they really inspired me and they keep me going. So my message to people, to young Hispanic people, is just to do your best. We all know right from wrong early on. Try to do the right thing. Although you're going to be influenced by different events and different people to do the wrong thing, do your best to do the right thing. Help others. I try to tell people, take that bullet for humanity, so to speak. It's just be a good person and things will happen. Good things will happen for you and your family, I promise. I identify my culture in many ways. And it's because, to go back to my grandparents, they really instilled all the different, qualities, whether they were the Hispanic from Spain, the indigenous from Puerto Rico. And, it's one of the things, the food is important, food culture, dancing. We love to dance. Have a positive attitude and just treat people well and just move forward. Don't look back. So what it means to me to be a DVL Icon honoree, I gotta say, when they first told me, it really put me in tears. I'm a very emotional, sensitive guy. And I just thought that this is part of the legacy I'm leaving for my kids. That dad did this, and this is where dad's going. And the visionary part, I'm a dreamer. I'm an inventor. I said this when you guys said, hey, this is what's going on. I was just like, the universe is listening. It's coming together, it really is. You have to just keep on your journey and be a good person, and it'll come together for you. I promise it will, like it's been coming together for me. You're gonna have your ups and downs, but don't worry about it. Just keep on doing the right thing and moving forward. So really gives me this faithful affirmation that I really wasn't looking for, and here it is. So thank you so much.
History and legacy in the city of Victorville starts back, that I know for sure, from the census in 1920. My grandparents came here with their 8 children, my mother being the baby at the time. When I was born, we lived on E Street. That was the place. That was where everybody knew everybody. You knew Miss Washington down the street. You knew the Aguilars. You knew the Camerenas. We were all a community down there, and it was our community. Yes, it was across the tracks. We didn't know any better. We didn't care, because we loved each other. We were family down there. And that's what made us, to care about each other. We had parks. We had the river. I used to remember going down to the river, digging a hole, and being able to sit there and spend the day down there. So it made it fun. That's what you see on TV. We had it here at one time. And that's what I love about it. Went to the local Evadale School, Irwin School, Victor Valley Junior High, and then Victor Valley Senior High, and then Victor Valley College. So that made me take roots here. I've raised 2 children and raising 2 grandchildren, and I love it. So that's my legacy, family, community, God first, but that's what makes me love my legacy here. I started back with the city of Victorville back in 1985. I started as a laborer, working on the street crew and everything. It's what I loved. I loved doing manual labor. And at the time in 2020, I got to thinking, it's time to make a change. And I ran for office. I came in and I won. It's a good community. It's a great place to raise your kids, great place to go to school. Victor Valley College has one of the top nursing programs in the state. I love serving my community because from 1985, that's what I did. I served the public. So I want to give back. I want to give back to the desert what it gave me. For being recognized, it's an honor. When I got the email, I was surprised. We have 135,000 people, and any one of them can be honored because everybody does something special in life. No matter what you do in this world, somebody's doing something special. My friend here, Regina, she serves her community in her way. We all serve in our way. And the way I want to serve is making Victorville a better place for us to be in. Let's be stronger. Let's help the community go forward. Because if you serve at any capacity, like I'm saying, in all ways to serve, it's good to serve. It's good to show the community you're here for them.
So the reason why I do what I do really is for my family. In the beginning and the end, that's who it's for. That's what matters most to me. We lost our youngest son, Cruz, in 2015, and we had an incredible outpouring of help and support from friends and family and from neighbors and community members that we didn't ever meet. And I realized after the fact, going through my grief process and being upset and looking for another way to spend that energy, it was recommended that I volunteer with someone, with a nonprofit foundation and help others. It's continued on that way. I've found that with partnering with different friends and organizations and helping support their missions, that it was incredibly cathartic for me. I found another stage of growth that I didn't know that I needed. Here we are several years later of having that focus of working in the community, but in the end I feel like I've made a little bit of a difference, not just for me and my family, but for those same folks who I don't know. In the end, that's why I do what I do, because I get to work with friends, I get to have a lot of fun. Might be a little prideful, but I feel like I get to make a little bit of a difference, and that means a lot. The folks that you see over and over again, those are the ones that really inspire me to strive and to try to increase my professionalism in this area. My mom and dad always worked really hard for us. This recognition in particular, really makes me realize how proud I am of my parents and how appreciative I am. Be recognized and honored as a leader, particularly during Hispanic Heritage Month, lets me know that I've got to put in that work to make sure that I, am that example. But otherwise, it just goes to show that there's a lot of folks in our community who look like me, who are working hard, that's who hopefully I represent. I guess there's some kids out there that one day want a wacky mustache and to be a part of a fun community, and I hope I can represent them a little bit. And that it's important, food's really important in my culture, so it's really important to make sure that you take all the ingredients, some that you really love and enjoy, some that you have to try and don't know and like right off the bat, but you got to mix them together. And that's definitely one big thing that my particular culture, the Nunez culture, is that. I like to think it's a conglomeration of all the best bits and pieces.
Who inspires me to do what I do? See, that's a big question, because inspiration comes from everywhere. Like I said, the children, your family, the people you work with, that's where inspiration comes from. Inspiration comes from the people that do good and who you surround yourself with. So the inspiration comes from many different places, and I am so lucky to have those inspirations and to learn from those people that inspire me to do better, to walk taller, to make a path for our future, for our kids. Being a source of inspiration for a young generation. It's flattering. It's bigger than words. I couldn't even put it in words that is something that I could be doing. And I do it without thinking that I am doing it, because it's just natural, and that's what young people need to know. They need to follow their heart. They need to do what they feel inside. And if I can show that you can do whatever, coming from whatever background, and you can rise above and do good, I'm very proud of that. My culture is very special. Looking at my grandparents and where they've come from and the trials and tribulations that they've been through. Also with friends that have had a lot of trials and tribulations because of their cultures. It's beautiful to see everybody rising up, as one. Hand my culture down to my children is very important. I think it's always important to know where you came from and who helped you get to the point where you're at today. To have your culture in your everyday life really puts into perspective what at one point you didn't have and what you do have now. Our culture is something that will always be a part of us, something that we should be very proud of and show on a daily basis that we're proud of where we came from. Words of wisdom to any young Latino woman was you are already strong and you know it. Don't ever give up that strength. You push forward, regardless what field you're in, where you come from. You put your best foot forward and you work hard every day of your life, and you will see the results at the end. You will see that light at the tunnel. Never stop. Always persevere. So this moment of being honored as a DVL is actually, it's very amazing. It is over flattering for the recognition that you don't go out and do things for. You're going out to do things because you want to. It comes from your heart and it's your passion. But to be recognized for it, it's very humbling, and I can't even put into words how happy I am. It's a beautiful thing, and thank you. I just can say thank you for it.
The reason that I do what I do for not only the community, but for the next future, right? Designers, entrepreneurs. For me, being able to set the stepping stones for the next generation is very important. If I can be just a helping hand along the way, then I feel like I did my job, What inspires me to do what I do is life, I would say, right? Life for sure. I go out, I meet people. Different individuals inspire me. But lately, now that I've grown up, it's my kid inspires me, my family inspires me. I want to make sure that I am the foundation and the anchor that not only holds it down for them, but I'm able to show them, right? That's very important for me, show them that this is possible. My culture means everything to me, right? Not only the culture of my family, being from Mexico, but also the culture that I grew up and created here in America as well. But the culture that it's my roots, it's very important to understand them and not forget them, because at some point down the line, I think it could potentially be forgotten with my kids and their kids. And I just don't want them to forget where we come from, So I just want to put my culture at a pedestal, and me be a great representation for them, Leave a message, right, for the youth or the community of the high desert. It would be to believe in yourself, love what you do, and just don't give up. It's pretty simple, it's pretty cliche, but for some reason it works out, Being an honoree this year, it's kind of crazy, right? I think I could say that. I've been working at this for so long, and I've never done it for the accolades. I just done it just to do it because I have a passion for it and just love for business and art in any form. But now that I'm getting recognized, I guess it's surreal, right? It starts making it real, right? And it's like sometimes other people, they just need to see that type of acknowledgement or that type of recognition for them to start believing your vision and your dream, right? Yeah, but nothing happens without obviously being a leader. And then my biggest belief is just like working hard, you know? So it's great, you know? So I appreciate it.
I do what I do because I'm a parent of 2 special needs adults. I have one son. His name is Gino. He is 26, and he has severe ADHD and Asperger's. And my daughter, Deja, she's 24, and she has intellectual disabilities and severe autism. My children inspire me every day to get up and do what I do, and also thinking about what other parents are going through and getting to the office to see what phone calls I'm gonna get that day of parents that are just having their kids go back to school and going through all kinds of different challenges, to be able to ease their day a little more and help them feel a little less stressed out. You asked me a question earlier, why did I start what I did? Well, another form of that answer is I was tired of not getting invited anywhere by anybody anymore and not having a normal life. And I wanted to change that for the people that felt the same way I did. And so being able to do that, for instance, we're going whale watching this weekend and we rent the whole vessel and it's all our families. And so we don't feel like there's any differences there when we're together. And really, the Rockin' Our Disabilities family has become my family. So we may not have much family personally, but all of us together as a whole, we do things that typical families do. And one thing that our foundation does is serve siblings. That I'm aware of, no other agencies serve siblings. I was a single parent and I would have to choose, and I didn't want parents to have to choose. And so that was a reason that I added that to the program. Yeah. We made a family out of it, so it's what I love. It means that I am proud of what I'm doing. I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of the life that God gave me. And I'm proud of just being able to keep going every day to make changes and help people get through their differences.
We've been together for over 20, this group, but me and my brother started over 50 years ago. And I always say this, but the first gig we had, my dad took us to the side and said, we're gonna pray. And we prayed to God, and I, like we always do, we felt the presence of God. And I knew then something was gonna happen in our lives. And it's happening now.
Yeah.
You know, we believe in God, we believe in family, and we all love music.
Oh yes, we all love music.
And we
what got it started.
what I love to see is kids, young, middle, older, families, different generations. If you see us now, you know, we have Hispanics, Caucasians, Americans. My brother Eli, you know, we like to share the love of God and music with everybody and bring them together, because we don't just play rock and roll, we play Latin. No, we just love trying to touch everybody, have a good time. That's what it's all about, is having a good time. And that's what we do. We have a good time. Well, you know, my dad being honored was amazing. He has a legacy of teaching people that I didn't think would learn. But he said, they want to learn, they love music, they'll learn. And by God, they learned. Some took a while, but I saw that. So I try to put that into kids, into people that want to play or sing. You know, try it. If you like it, fine. If you love it, stick with it. But to be honored as a group,
all of us, I'll say 90% of us, are playing in worship bands on Sundays. We don't play all the time, but we try to give back to the community by giving our music talents to play at church.
Yeah, it's just an honor. I never dreamed of getting this honor, but I'm proud.
Yeah.
There were some rough years, you know, and I didn't know, you know, and I just said, you listen to that song and you're just going like, yeah, I know. I love music, and I'll keep going.
We are Latin Express. Somebody scream!